Is reality exactly what it seems to be? Do our senses give us a clear image of the world around us, or is our perception merely an illusion? Since ancient times, philosophers and spiritual masters have claimed that what we call reality might be nothing more than a deceptive construct. In Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes the world as a transient fabrication, a veil that conceals the true nature of existence. But what does this truly mean? Modern science is beginning to suggest something similar. Studies on the structure of the universe indicate that everything we perceive as solid is, in reality, composed almost entirely of empty space, held together by vibrational energy patterns. Physicist David Bohm proposed that reality may function like a hologram, a three-dimensional projection of information stored in a higher dimension. If this is true, then what we call the real world may be nothing more than a limited interpretation by the human mind, an imperfect translation of something much greater and more complex. Our senses do not capture reality as it is, but only a fraction of it. The visible light spectrum we perceive is just a tiny portion of the existing electromagnetic waves. We hear only a narrow range of sound frequencies. Our perception of time and space is filtered by a brain that acts like a compression mechanism, simplifying the vastness of the cosmos so we can interact with it. If our perception is so limited, are we really seeing the world as it is? What if we are trapped inside a projection, unable to see beyond the boundaries imposed by our biology and societal conditioning? Could the reality we accept as absolute be just a superficial layer of something much deeper? Among the many mysteries surrounding the nature of reality, few are as intriguing as the declassified CIA documents on the Gateway process. For decades, these files remained hidden, revealing advanced studies on human consciousness, the nature of reality, and the possibility of accessing higher dimensions through specific techniques. But what exactly was discovered in these experiments? The Gateway process was a program conducted by the Monroe Institute and analyzed by the CIA to explore the effects of brainwave synchronization and altered states of consciousness. The technique known as hemisync used sound frequencies to stimulate both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously, inducing a deep meditative state. Participants reported out-of-body experiences, heightened perception of reality, and even interactions with other dimensions. The documents suggest that the human mind is not confined to linear space-time as we commonly believe. Researchers propose that consciousness might exist in a non-local state, interacting with the universe in ways not yet fully understood. If this hypothesis is correct, then the separation between matter and mind may be nothing more than an illusion, and our perception of reality could be far more flexible than we assume. Curiously, these discoveries are not so different from teachings found in ancient spiritual traditions. Deep meditation, astral projection, and expanded states of consciousness have been mentioned for millennia in Vedic texts, Taoism, and Western mysticism. What the CIA explored under the name of the Gateway process may simply be a modern version of knowledge that spiritual masters have understood for centuries. If these experiments proved that consciousness can transcend physical limits, what does this mean for our understanding of reality? Could what we consider solid and concrete be nothing more than a mental projection? If the mind can access deeper layers of existence, then how real is the reality we experience? If reality can be accessed beyond the limits of common perception, what are we actually experiencing? The idea that the universe is a hologram is not just philosophical speculation. It is supported by theoretical physics and scientific experiments that challenge our traditional understanding of the material world. Physicist David Bohm proposed that the universe may function like a hologram. In a hologram, each small part contains the information of the whole. This means that the reality we see around us may be just a projection of a deeper level of existence, where everything is interconnected. If this is true, then what we call the physical world may be just a reflection of something greater, a cosmic information field that sustains all that exists. This vision aligns with quantum mechanics, where particles appear to behave in a non-local manner. That is, they interact instantly even when separated by great distances. This suggests that at the fundamental level, time and space may be merely perceptual constructs, an interface generated by the mind to interpret a deeper, multidimensional reality. If each part of the universe contains the whole, then what happens within us is also reflected in the reality we perceive. Our consciousness, thoughts, and emotions may be shaping this projection, influencing the way we experience existence. Just as a hologram can be altered by changing the light that illuminates it, could we modify our experience of reality by shifting our inner vibration? If reality is a hologram and our mind has the power to influence it, how much can we interfere in this process? Science has already demonstrated that consciousness can affect matter, and ancient spiritual traditions teach that we become what we think. But can our mind actually modify the structure of the world around us? If reality is a hologram and our mind can influence it, then consciousness may be the key to understanding how we shape the world around us. Quantum physics already suggests that the act of observing alters the behavior of subatomic particles, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. This means that consciousness, in some way, interacts with matter, influencing its manifestation at the most fundamental level of existence. Quantum entanglement reinforces this idea. When two particles become entangled, any change in one of them instantly affects the other, regardless of the distance between them. This challenges our linear understanding of time and space and suggests that everything in the universe may be deeply interconnected. If this is true for subatomic particles, could our consciousness also operate this way, linking our intentions and emotions with the events we experience? In spiritual traditions, there is a recurring teaching: you become what you think. If our thoughts and emotions carry a specific vibrational frequency, this energy could constantly be shaping our reality. Elevated emotional states such as gratitude, joy, and love seem to attract compatible experiences, while dense emotions such as fear and anger create realities that reinforce those vibrations. This could explain why some people seem to live in a constant flow of synchronicity and opportunities, while others repeatedly encounter the same challenges and blockages. If consciousness truly shapes reality, then our lives are not just a series of random events. They may be a direct reflection of what we vibrate and believe to be possible. If this information were widely understood, the world could be transformed. But why are these discoveries still not common knowledge? Why do science and the systems that govern society not encourage this understanding? If we have the power to alter our reality, does someone have an interest in keeping this information hidden? If reality is malleable and our consciousness has the power to influence it, why is this knowledge not widely disseminated? Who benefits from a world where people remain unaware of their ability to create their own experience? The answer may lie in perception control, a powerful tool that has been used throughout history to shape how humanity sees itself and the world. The declassified CIA documents on the Gateway process reveal that the study of consciousness and its relationship with reality is not a new topic for governments and powerful institutions. On the contrary, these studies were kept secret for decades, suggesting a vested interest in limiting public access to these discoveries. If consciousness can transcend space-time, influence matter, and access higher dimensions, then whoever controls collective perception can, to a large extent, define the human experience. The media, educational systems, and social narratives play a crucial role in this process. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe in a rigid reality where we are merely passive observers of the events around us. Fear and scarcity are constantly reinforced, keeping most people in low vibrational states, disconnected from their true manifestation abilities and influence over their own lives. But if reality is holographic and our mind influences it, then who is programming this simulation? Are we living in a world designed to keep us trapped in thought and behavioral patterns that limit our potential? If perception can be manipulated, is a large portion of humanity living inside a carefully constructed illusion? If we are prisoners of a false reality, the most important question is, how can we awaken? How can we use this knowledge to break free from the imposed programming and take control of our own experience? If reality is a projection of consciousness, then learning to direct our mind means taking control of our own existence. The knowledge that we are co-creators of reality is not just an abstract concept. It can be practically applied to transform our lives and access higher levels of perception. But how exactly can we do this? The Gateway process, studied by the CIA, demonstrated that altered states of consciousness can expand our perception beyond conventional limits. Brainwave synchronization techniques, hemisync, used in these experiments, can induce a mental state where the mind becomes more receptive to information beyond spacetime. Deep meditation, when practiced regularly, has similar effects, reducing ego activity and allowing access to a broader consciousness. Creative visualization is another powerful tool. If the mind influences reality, then consciously imagining what we desire may be one of the most effective methods for manifesting new experiences. When we visualize a desired future with emotion and belief, we are adjusting our internal vibration to resonate with that new reality. Additionally, our emotions play a fundamental role in this process. Studies show that elevated emotional states, such as gratitude, love, and compassion, alter our vibrational frequency, making us more likely to attract experiences aligned with those emotions. This reinforces the idea that it is not enough to simply think about something, we must feel and vibrate in alignment with that intention. But perhaps the greatest secret is recognizing that reality is not fixed. It is fluid, a field of possibilities that responds to the level of consciousness of the observer. When we understand this, we stop being victims of circumstances and become architects of our own existence. If everything is a projection of the mind, then what limits still remain? If our consciousness can access information beyond ordinary reality, to what extent can we shape our destiny? The answer lies in awakening. If reality is holographic and shaped by consciousness, then everything we experience is, ultimately, a reflection of what we carry within. This means that the true power does not lie in changing the external world but in transforming the way we perceive and interact with it. The key to altering reality is not found outside, it is within us. Understanding this leads us to a great responsibility. If everything we experience is a reflection of our vibration and state of consciousness, then it is up to each of us to decide what kind of reality we want to project. Do we want to continue passively reacting to what is imposed on us, living under the limitations of social programming? Or can we take control of our perception, expand our consciousness, and access deeper truths about who we really are? The great revelation of the gateway process, as well as many spiritual and scientific traditions, is that we are not victims of reality, we are co-creators of it. When we learn to direct our thoughts, emotions, and intentions, we discover that reality is malleable, responding to every vibration we emit. So, the final question is, what do you want to project onto the hologram of existence? If everything is a matter of consciousness, then the life you are living right now is just one version among infinite possibilities. What would happen if you chose a new frequency, a new focus, a new path? If this message resonated with you, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who is also on this journey of self-discovery and leave your comment. Do you believe reality is an illusion? How does this perspective change the way you live?